how one program in DeLand is slowing down the clock of cognitive aging. You're listening to The Wrap from Central Florida Public Media. I'm Brendan Byrne. The Brain Fitness Academy at Stetson University in DeLand demonstrates the value of structured intervention focused on the lifestyle changes that can help older adults slow down cognitive decline. It serves seniors with early-stage dementia or cognitive deficits. 78-year-old Bob Sullivan is a big fan of the program.
The brain is just like any other part of the body. The more you exercise it, the better it works. And I find that to be especially true now with this affliction.
A recent study found a structured approach to those healthy habits is significantly more effective than a self-guided one. More on that program. That's ahead on The Wrap. The big stories this week from Central Florida Public Media. But first, these headlines. Four teachers in Central Florida are under investigation over their social media posts after the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Central Florida Public Media's education reporter Danielle Pryor finds the Florida Department of Education says teachers can lose jobs and licenses over posts that celebrate Kirk's death.
The four teachers being investigated over their posts are all in the Osceola County School District. So far, no other districts in Central Florida have investigated, reprimanded, or laid off teachers or staff. The Florida Education Association's president Andrew Spar calls the current moment where teachers are being punished for social media posts disturbing.
This idea that it almost feels like a McCarthy type of environment now, where who you associate with, what you say can be taken out of context and used in a way that is meant to harm you.
The Florida Department of Education says it can neither confirm nor deny the existence of pending investigations into these or other teachers. In a statement, the department says if investigations find teachers guilty, it has the power to revoke their educator certificate. Danielle Pryor, Central Florida Public Media.
This week, Governor DeSantis expressed his support of the social media crackdown and suggested expanding it to include nurses and government workers. He dismissed criticism by free speech advocates. The American Civil Liberties Union in Florida said using social media is a First Amendment right, and it stands ready to defend that right in the state. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier on Monday said people being able to openly carry guns is the law of the state after an appellate court last week ruled that a long-standing ban was unconstitutional. Uthmeier sent guidance to prosecutors and law enforcement agencies. Some had already stopped enforcing the open carry ban after the opinion. Uthmeier said in an online post that no other Florida appellate courts had considered the constitutionality of the open carry ban after two closely watched U.S. Supreme Court decisions in 2022 and 2024. As a result, he said, quote, "The first district's decision is binding on all Florida's trial courts." A 1987 law made it a misdemeanor to visibly display guns, though exceptions existed. For example, for hunting, Floridians could carry concealed weapons. Hear more about the changes to Florida's open carry enforcement and how Central Floridians are feeling about it. That's this week on Engage. Get it where you get this podcast. Brevard County is at the center of Florida's locally acquired dengue fever cases. According to the Florida Department of Health, nearly 80% of the mosquito-transmitted illnesses have come from Brevard County. Central Florida Public Media's health reporter Joe Mario Pedersen has more.
27 cases of dengue were locally acquired in Brevard County. 11 were reported last week. Up until recently, locally transmitted cases had never been reported in Brevard. Last year, the state saw a massive upswing in travel-related dengue cases, with Brevard County accounting for only 8 of those. This year, Brevard has only seen 2 travel-related dengue infections. Joseph Ayala is the director of Brevard Mosquito Control. He says while local dengue is a first for Brevard, it wasn't unexpected as the county has become more tropical.
I would say that the way climate trends are going, we were thinking at some point this could be an issue, but we were just not thinking so soon.
The dengue cases have appeared all over Brevard, and the county is asking residents to dump or toss any water containers as they act as breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Joe Mario Pedersen, Central Florida Public Media.
These stories and more on our website. Visit cfpublic.org. The Wrap Inbox Edition is your Wednesday digest of what matters most in Central Florida. The weekly newsletter delivers the top headlines, original reporting, and a handy guide to Central Florida public media events, all presented in a format that's quick and easy to read. It's the perfect companion to the Wrap podcast. Sign up at cfpublic.org/The Wrap. For seniors at risk for Alzheimer's, taking a structured group approach to lifestyle changes that target risk factors could delay cognitive aging by up to 2 years. That's based on the U.S. Pointer study sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association. It tested a structured program that included brain-healthy diet, mental and physical exercise, and social activities. It compared that approach to a self-guided model, which is also beneficial. As Central Florida Public Media's Joe Burns reports, a similar structured approach at the Brain Fitness Academy at Stetson University is already having a positive effect on people experiencing cognitive decline.
Now, we're going to bounce it with our right and catch it with our left.
The ping of bouncing balls is interrupted every so often by bursts of laughter and wisecracks from these seniors, generally in their 70s and 80s, at Stetson University's Brain Fitness Academy. The exercise portion of their twice-weekly get-together is permeated by a jolly sense of community.
Maybe I should give me that. We don't need it to be.
It helps alleviate the painful isolation that can come with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. They are supporting one another. 74-year-old Darcy Licorice leaves his place to help his 87-year-old classmate back into his chair after his ball escaped. And a radiant smile lights up the face of 83-year-old Martha Hewitt.
There's a lot of laughing here, a great deal of laughing. And I think that's partially because there's also no judgment here. So if somebody says something ridiculous, everybody just laughs.
Hewitt is a retired therapist in her second year with Stetson's BFA. When she first heard about the program, she wanted to get involved.
I naively thought that perhaps I could volunteer and be of some help. And then when I came in and they put you through the battery of interviews, I go, oh no, I'm the target audience.
Hewitt says it's well planned. It seems to be fun and games, she says.
And then you realize that there's a real purpose for each thing we do.
The 3-hour sessions include socialization, health education, brain teasers, and some basic arithmetic.
6 minus 2, 7 plus 1, 6 minus 3.
We do a lot of routine things, much of which can be taken home with us.
That's 78-year-old Bob Sullivan, who says he worked in the aviation industry.
The brain is just like any other part of the body. The more you exercise it, the better it works. And I find that to be especially true now with this affliction.
For him, that includes doing crossword and Sudoku puzzles on his computer at home. The Brain Fitness Academy started in 2007 in Winter Park. Stetson coordinator Ariel Chibbers says her location, one of 3 in Central Florida, opened in 2021. They have semesters in the spring, summer, and fall, and several student interns help the 15 seniors involved. Chivers wants to see programs like this one everywhere.
I do think it would be beneficial to expand, and that is our goal in time, is to expand the Brain Fitness Academy, at least across the state and across the country.
It's an example of what the Alzheimer's Association is trying to get to now, to translate the findings of the U.S. Pointer study into the real-world practices of communities and organizations. They call it implementation science. In Florida, the Alzheimer's Association is hoping to see those lifestyle interventions brought into the care plans for seniors in assisted living facilities and nursing homes. The study could also bolster their push to get the legislature to create a public awareness campaign.
Chaos. Utter chaos. Oh, right.
Joe Burns, Central Florida Public Media.
That's it for The Wrap this week. This podcast is produced by Central Florida Public Media with editorial assistance from news director Latoya Dennis. I'm Brendan Byrne. This is The Wrap.